Hello and welcome to Football Betting Education by MW Market Winners. In this podcast, I clarify and explain how you can become more successful in betting on football. Today, I want to use the time to speak about something that is very important considering when you are betting or gambling in general. And what I mean by that is being aware of gambling addictions and also checking if you might have a gambling addiction yourself. Every addiction is something to take serious, to reach out for help, and is nothing that you need to be ashamed of. I think the danger is here that you never know if you have maybe a tendency or a high risk for falling into a gambling addiction. So I recommend to check yourself and also check your friends and colleagues who are into this, because I have my own experiences with some people who were close to a gambling addiction or likely have had an addiction already. They suffer a lot under those circumstances. So in this short podcast, I just want to go through the most important signs to look out for and to be aware of, so you can avoid getting into big, serious problems. And one of the first things to look out for is losing control. This means you are not in control of your emotions, not in control of your actions. You are betting too much money, or you're betting on things that you wouldn't bet on if you had still the control over your thoughts and your decisions. And hand in hand goes financial problems, or with betting too much that you're betting financial resources, money that you can't afford to lose. You might even take a loan or credit and use that to bet. That is very dangerous stuff. And that is already a major sign for an addiction. Another thing is no social interactions anymore, so you are basically cutting everyone off. Mood swings, which are already a sign for a heavy mental load, or maybe also mental problems coming out of that addiction, and the stress that this is causing your body and your mental well-being. Another sign is you are not open about your gambling anymore, or you are lying about gambling. This is a very strict sign that you are maybe aware of that you're doing a mistake, or that you're doing something that is not good, but when you're hiding it from family, friends, and so on, that is a bad sign. And also a very bad sign is chasing losses. That is something you should never do. Probably standing alone, it's maybe just a beginner's mistake. But chasing losses in combination with the rest, especially losing control and chasing losses, and you're not in control of what you bet on, and you constantly gamble, that is very, very dangerous. And a sign that you should look out for help, and you should not take this too easy, and think about your long-term well-being, your long-term health, your family, your friends. And you find also on YouTube and on other socials a lot of stories from people that were addicted and lost everything they had. And it's something people are maybe not thinking all the time when they're watching football and want to bet, or they're planning on making money with betting. But this is a danger you might be, you might have a high risk for, or you might run into it. You don't know when you start out. And if you have the feeling, or some of these signs are true for yourself, then you can find help at For example, gambling therapy, GamCare, Anonymous Gamblers, GamAnon, and so on. There are a lot of things. I will list some links in the description of this video, but there are also in every country, or in most countries, there are also a lot of specific gambling addiction help centers or helplines. At least in Europe, I know that a lot of countries have those kind of help that is provided. So please reach out if you are in doubt of your addiction, or if you have an addiction. So yeah, please take good care of yourself and stay away from betting or gambling in any context if you might have an addiction, because then this is not the right game for you. And that is basically everything I want to talk, or I wanted to mention about this topic. The next podcast will be back into real football education, and might be more interesting for most of you guys, but this was important for me to mention and to have it early from the start, so people are aware of the dangers of this game as well. Thank you, and see you in the next episode.